This week, we're back on the road here in southern Thailand. Yes, after spending some time on some beautiful tropical islands, it feels good to get back on the mainland and back on the road. We're going to be heading through the breathtaking province of Krabi, chasing a destination that looks almost too beautiful to be real. Of all the things I've done on this little road trip from Baitong to Bangkok, this is by far the best thing I've done. By far. And if there's one thing I've learned from traveling all over Thailand, it's that the best moments are usually the ones you never plan for. So come along for the ride today and let's enjoy life back on the road. Okie dokie, welcome back to the road. We're back on the road and I've just spent 3 days in the town of Krabi. I needed to hunker down a little bit and escape a very bad weather front. There was 3 days of constant rain and I hunkered down and I edited all of the videos from the Trang coast and the islands that we just visited. And today the weather is very overcast. There's going to be rain for sure. And I've decided to leave and get back on the road, reunite with my beloved Zelda. And we're going to be leaving here. This is going to be a cross-province road trip from Krabi up into the province of Suratani to a very special place. Some of you will know what it is, but in an area that we've never been to before together. So I'm excited. So come and join me. I also got a very much needed haircut in Krabi. I don't know how I let it go so wild for so long. That's better, isn't it? I did go check out Ao Nang and it's very busy, full of tourists. The night market there is really big and I went to the Muay Thai and just did a bit of research for my travel book for Ao Nang because I know a lot of tourists will go there. And I was thinking about going to Railay, but the weather's just not permitting. The waves are up, it's raining and I just wasn't feeling it, to be honest. But after spending 3 days in Krabi Town, which gets a bad rep. Most people say Krabi Town is ugly and boring and you're better off going to Ao Nang. You're not better off going to Ao Nang. Ao Nang is really busy, it's very touristy. There are just so many tourists everywhere, which is good for them. Like after the COVID, it was such a ghost town. So we're leaving at 9 o'clock in the morning and I've booked some accommodation in a really beautiful looking place. Oh my God, I can't wait to show you. But it would only take about 2 hours to get there. So let's go slow. Let's get stuck into the Krabi and the Khao, countryside. There are some beautiful roads to drive and explore. A few hidden gems along the way. Don't you worry about that. And then, yeah, we should get there probably 2 o'clock, hopefully. Just in time for check-in. So normally, if Google Maps tells me it's going to take me 2 hours like it does today to get to my accommodation, it normally takes me 3. I like to pull over and take pictures and share with you the roads and the scenery. But I can tell today it's going to take me a lot longer than just an extra hour because, it's like this everywhere I look, in every direction. These roads in Krabi province that just start going north, just off the main road, are this beautiful. You saw how beautiful the main road was. The little side quest roads are even more stunning. It is just jaw-droppingly stunning. Every direction I look. Yeah, there aren't too many places like Krabi Province. The roads cut through these beautiful limestone cliffs and across farmland. It really is just truly epic. Even a simple thing like a roundabout can be completely epic in the province of Krabi. Even at the traffic lights in these areas, you'll find giant gorillas offering you cold drinks for sale. One of the detours that I wanted to make today was to a sunken cave that I had visited 4 years ago and I was really hoping still remained hidden and unseen. I was shown this place many years ago and I never put it in my YouTube descriptions because the locals asked me to keep it a secret. There is a ticket entrance now, so it is actually on Google Maps and you do have to pay to go in. So I think the secret's over, so I will link it in this video because I think it's definitely worth you visiting. The first is that this cave is full of water and you can swim here and it's absolutely beautiful. But what's really unique is just how deep the water goes and what the Thai people here use it for. So I think this is new. You can see the entrance to the cave is here. And it might not look like much, but it goes all the way down to this chamber. And then it keeps going down, 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 all the way to 239 meters. So this is a great place for deep sea divers to come and train. Also mountain rescue, scuba dive rescue. In fact, there's been a lot of cave rescues and some deep water scuba diving disasters happening recently. And you know, these people who go and rescue these people or retrieve them need special training, and a place like this is the perfect place to come. Okay, this is new, or I just didn't see it last time, but there is actually a cave here, like an actual dry cave. This is a wet cave, obviously, and we're heading towards a dry cave. You can rent a tour guide for 30 baht, but I'm not really going to go on some mad mission. I just want to kind of go to the entrance, have a look around. Definitely appreciate these ropes on a slippy day like today. And your head. If you or any of your friends and family are coming to Krabi and you think that they would love this and they can come and swim and go on this little cave adventure, share this video with them because people come to Krabi a lot. So yeah, this is a bit slippy and muddy and adventurous. Might appeal to quite a lot of people watching. This is so much fun, and it's well signposted, like where to go, where not to go, what's dangerous. There's ropes if it's slippy, a few steps, a few concrete slabs so that you can get here safely. A very short, fun side quest, but out here in the province of Krabi somewhere, about 45 minutes outside of Krabi, you can have a really authentic hidden gem experience, not too far away from the masses of tourists over in Ao Nang. Okay, we've got some instructions here, some prayers, some imagery of the Buddha. And then in here is a sacred pool. This is extremely pure water. And you can see that monks come here to pray and maybe drink the water or bathe in it or just pour it over their head. It's very small, but I'm not going to touch it or anything, but it's really cool. Quite spooky, but very beautiful. What do we have in here? Oh, we've got bats. We've got a staircase into a dark, scary cave. Okay, let's try and be brave. Yeah, I've seen Ace Ventura, and I know what happens.
didn't say anything about a pet.
Okay, that was awesome, a fun little side quest. You know, I was just thinking, in England, where I come from, if you're trying to drive from, let's say, Manchester to Leeds, which is about the same distance that we're trying to cover today, it's not far. You get on the, is it the M1? No, I can't remember the name of the road. It's a boring highway. You go across some fields, you go around somebody's house, and then you arrive in the next city. But here in Thailand, you can do stuff like this. Everywhere you go, in every province, there are caves and viewpoints and temples and side quests and delicious foods and restaurants and hidden things. And everywhere you go, Google Maps is just like a maze of things to see and, you know, adventures to be had. And every little journey you can break up by getting off the bike or getting out of your car, getting a sweat on, jumping in a pool, go into a cave, climb up to a viewpoint. Like, Thailand is not a normal country, is it? It's extraordinary. And I'm just so privileged to be able to, you know, call this place home. Obviously, I'm still a guest here, but I've been here a while. Just got married to a Thai, bought a house, well, a condo, renovating it in Bangkok as we speak. Nearly finished, by the way, excited for that. And yes, doing these little side quests always makes me feel so grateful to be able to, to live here. Right, let's get back on the bike and see where we end up next. But just quickly, I want to say a massive thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Squarespace, the perfect place to go if you need to build a website. I built my website on Squarespace and it could not have been easier. I chose one of their award-winning templates and then I just amended the text and pictures and added things that I needed. And I've been selling products that I've made on my website for years now, and it's a great way for me to expand my business. Squarespace even utilized the power of AI with their design intelligence. You just answer a few simple questions and the AI will think about what your website should look like, how it should feel, and it will tailor and custom make the website particularly to your needs. There's also a fantastic Squarespace app so you can post to your website when you're traveling, just like I am today. Click the link in the description or go to squarespace.com/Paddy Doyle to unlock 10% off your first website or domain. Right, thank you to Squarespace. I drove for another hour through some storms and eventually I saw this giant statue of a Buddha and a distant golden spire. It piqued my interest and it looked incredible, so I pulled in to take a closer look. Now, even though the weather was coming in, as I was driving down the main road, I saw this to the left and I thought, how can I not pull over and take a look? When you see something this beautiful, I mean, how can you not come in and take a closer look? So this is Wat Bang Tong, and I'll put the location in the description below. It's one of southern Thailand's most beautiful temples, if you ask me. It's part of a huge temple ground, but the main golden pagoda in the middle rises over 100 meters into the sky and can be seen from miles away. So, have a look at this place. This beautiful temple. It is incredible. There's a little bit of a downpour happening right now, but what's new? Let's go take a closer look. Traveling around Thailand, it's become quite apparent that finding places like this is just the norm. It's certainly not the same as driving around the UK where I'm from. You just don't find stuff like this everywhere you go. You see, in the UK, if you go on the main road and you drive along, the only thing you can stop at is the services, which is normally, what is it? A WH Smith, a Starbucks, another WH Smith, and a toilet that stinks of piss. But here in Thailand, this is an attraction you can just pull up to on the side of the highway, and it's probably cost $1 billion. I mean, it's a huge complex with statues in every direction. There's a giant blue Chinesey looking one. Never seen anything like that, super unique. There's the golden shrine in the middle. It is absolutely beautiful. I bet it looks even better after the rain. Hopefully the sun will come out. There are statues of numerous Buddhas in different positions. You've got the meditating monk, you've got a beautiful standing Buddha, and then you've got imagery that looks similar to the Angkor Wat temples, the ruins, but this time obviously finished, newer, painted. But you get that multi-face statue type thing in Angkor Wat as well. Beautiful. It is properly raining. Let's get some shelter. Whoa. And I love the reflection in the tiles after the rain. Just adds to it, doesn't it? Anyway, come on then. Let's get back on the road. Yeah, getting back on the road meant getting our waterproofs back on, because in the distance were some more thick black clouds. You know, the other day I got a message asking me for advice on how to stay dry whilst motorbiking in southern Thailand during rainy season, and I just laughed. Because the answer is, you don't. I've been wet for 3 weeks straight. I haven't had dry feet or dry socks since I can remember. Touring southern Thailand during rainy season means you're going to get wet, so just embrace that. Otherwise, there's just no point coming down here. Of course, from time to time, the sun will pop out and put its hat on, and you'll have a drink at a beautiful cafe, and for 5 or 10 minutes, you might think that the weather is fine. And then the storms roll back in and you get wet again. This is just your daily routine: being wet, being dry, being wet again, being soaked to the bone, and just trying to dry your clothes and keep your spirits up no matter what the weather. Anyway, after hours of driving and getting lost and just exploring the countryside of both the province of Krabi and Suratani, as beautiful as it was, I was quite happy to get to our accommodation. But anyway, let me share with you the place I found, because my gosh, this is so affordable and so beautiful. Okie dokie, we've made it. 3 o'clock on the dot, 6-hour drive. It said it was going to take 2, but as you've seen, I stopped a lot and I just went slowly through the national park. So welcome to Khao Sok National Park and the area surrounding it. Now, you know that I've been staying on the lake many times. I've stayed at Panviri the Greenery twice. I've stayed at the 500 Rai with a beautiful, room with a swimming pool, absolutely outrageous. But on the backside of the lake is a huge cluster of national parks. I think there's 2 or 3. And as you've seen, I've been driving through it for 45 kilometers, just limestone cliffs and jungles and farmland. And it is just so green, it's so luscious, it's so beautiful, especially with all these clouds and heavy rain. It's been beautiful. So I've got some accommodation, which I really think is extremely good value. All of this, 1,500 Thai baht per night, inclusive of a delicious breakfast tomorrow morning. It's like a huge platform with a fridge, a little hangout area, some netting to sit and relax and just soak up the beautiful view of the valley below us and the mountains and everything. It's absolutely gorgeous. When I checked in, they had a little booklet and you could pre-order your dinner, you could pre-order your breakfast, and they had all these little activity sheets. There was hiking in the jungle, there was bamboo rafting, there was a night hike, there was a bunch of things, and it was really cool to be able to select an activity to do if you wanted this afternoon or tomorrow, including a full day tour onto Khao Sok Lake itself, which we're not going to do because we've done it before. But I've decided to do some tubing. So in 1 hour, someone's going to come and pick me up and we're going to go tubing down the river somewhere in the national park. So that should be really fun. The main road is next to this tent, so you can hear the cars whizzing past. That definitely breaks the immersion of being in the jungle. But maybe this is just because my room's the furthest one away from the main room. But anyway, enough of that. Let's quickly show you in here. It's one of those glamping tents, but as you can see, it's actually really nice. Sometimes these glamping tents can be a bit weird and they can look good in pictures, but in real life, it's not very nice. But they've actually done a really good job in here. and they've got lots of lights and plants and things, tissues. The mattress is huge, and it's on sort of like these wooden pallets, which is really good. And then if you're thinking, oh God, isn't that going to be hot? Don't worry, because there's a fan and there's an aircon, which I think is really cool how they've actually rigged that. And yeah, I'm pretty chuffed with this. 1,500 Thai baht per night, and it includes breakfast, which I think is a bloody good deal. Yeah, what a beautiful setting for a place to sleep tonight. And just below my accommodation, I could see the river flowing downstream. And so I was excited to try the tubing out, which I had booked through my accommodation for only 500 Thai baht. About an hour later, the guys came to pick me up in the back of their pickup truck, and we drove down to the village and the source of the river, and it was time to go tubing. Well, if it's raining, let's just embrace getting wet, shall we?
Ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
What's your name?
My name Bia.
Beer?
Yeah.
What's your favorite beer?
Beer shark.
Okay.
Beer.
For me, it's Sing. All right.
name?
Paddy. Paddy.
Paddy.
I like your paddles.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. A nice little tubing down the river. Woo. Water's so clean. I flew the drone earlier and the river was brown, and I was thinking, oh, okay. But this one, beautiful colour. I wonder if there'll be any rapids. Here we go. Woo! Sanok Mac. I don't think there's a better activity on a rainy day in Khao Sok National Park than tubing down the river with a man called Beer. Paddling us along with his flip-flops. Admiring the view, the nature, the bamboo, the trees, the distant limestone cliffs. Khao Sok. A different area, not on the lake, but the actual park itself. Don't sleep on this. Woo! I'm glad Beer's here. I would be scared right now. I'd be like, where am I going? Nice house. Oh, look at this view. You can actually see the rocks going below you, so the water is really that clear. And it's got a real good current to it. I mean, look at the speed we're going. Wow, this is epic. Flora and Note told me, they said, oh, we were just in that area. I was going to come and meet them, but I missed them by one day. And I said, oh, is there anything worth doing? And they said, oh, do the tubing. So I'm kind of following their footsteps a little bit today. But if you've seen Flora and Note do the tubing, this is the same one. But I'm staying at a different hotel. I think they organised it with their hotel as well. And it looks like we're catching up to a group of Thai people. Sanok Mac. This is so beautiful. Just cruising down the river, in the rain, in this surrounding. I wish I had a cold beer. Is this a hostel?
Yeah.
Ah, look at this. This hostel has campsite, little huts. They've got a little swing.
Camping.
Camping lah. Here we go. Hey! And it's Doyle and beer on the outside. Magic. Oh. He looks scared, the little kid, bless him. The little Thai kid looks so scared. Sawati, sawati. Woo! Woo! Sanok mai? Sanok mai? Oh, this is so much fun. Oh my god. This was 500 baht for an hour of this. Honestly, when I was in Ao Nang, I was thinking, where can I go that's going to be fun in the rain? And there is no better place to go than Khao Sok. Even if you stay on the lake, you want it to rain because it gives you that mistiness, that beautiful cinematic feeling. And doing something like this in the rain, absolutely perfect. We're now officially in the lead. Everyone's behind us now. Whoa, look at this. Wow. So the entire length of the tubing course of the river is 5 kilometers. You can't do it in the dry season because the river's too low. So you want to be coming here in the rainy season, and I'm never going to be able to capture it on a camera like this, but there are monkeys in the jungle jumping and, you know, eating and just doing monkey stuff. So it's almost like a safari. The birds, the insects, the monkeys, they're all on show. Thankfully, no crocodiles. Of all the things I've done on this little road trip from Baitong to Bangkok, this is by far the best thing I've done. By far. I mean, it's just, I mean, you guys know me, right? This is perfect. This is nature. This is so tangible. Like, we're in the water, we're on the river, we're flowing down through the jungle. Like, it doesn't get much better than this. We're looking for a snake, which is a bit scary now that this, it says there's a big one up there somewhere. Somewhere up there is a snake. He's got better eyes than me. That was awesome. That was a 10 out of 10. Super good value. So peaceful, so beautiful. There you go. Okay, it's time for dinner, and I don't have any dry clothes, so I apologise for having my dinner in a towel. But they do a laundry service here, but I only have one pair of shorts, one pair of trousers, and now they're both soaking wet. So anyway, I am waiting for my dinner. I ordered a pak kapow and a pad see ew because I wasn't sure if one was going to be enough, and they're quite strict here. You need to order your food before 5 o'clock. Anyway, what a view for dinner. I mean, it is unbelievable. We'll have a cold beer and I'll just stare at this beautiful view and watch the mountains and the rain come and go. And then I'll get into my tent and have a cozy night. Okay, good morning, and what a beautiful night's sleep I had. I was a bit worried I wouldn't sleep very well, but my gosh, such a comfortable bed, beautiful bird song all night, not many cars driving past. I wasn't woken up one time. I slept beautifully. They're noisy this morning, aren't they? And I've awoken to this beautiful view. It rained quite a lot last night, but it was like a gentle rain. And I've awoken this morning to a nice iced Americano and a delicious smelling French toast with cinnamon a giant glazed banana, some fruit. Quite strange to get a sweet breakfast. I'm not really a sweet breakfast guy, but I'm gonna enjoy this, enjoy the view. And I hope you've enjoyed that video of us leaving Krabi, coming up through the provinces and through the beautiful scenery, stopping at a few interesting places along the way, ending up at a beautiful location like this. But it's not over yet, because after I've had this breakfast, I'm going to be heading to Khao Sok National Park on the lake. You might be thinking, but Paddy, you've been there 3-4 times already. That's true. But every time I've been, I've done it by staying on one of the floating resorts. Normally 300, 400, even I've paid up to $1,000 a night staying in these beautiful floating resorts, and they have the most incredible, you know, views and everything. But I've always tried to find a place that you can do this same thing but on a much tighter budget. And yesterday when I was relaxing here, I researched, found and booked a 1 night, 2-day excursion on the lake for less than $80. It's very, very cheap. It's super budget, and I can't believe I've actually finally found a way to do Khao Sok, stay on the lake, stay overnight on the lake, and do activities for a really cheap price. But what is it going to be like? Well, I'm not quite sure. So if you want to watch that adventure, you can right now by clicking here.